Welcome, this is Devadisha once again. Welcome to Bullion Bulletin, Mr. Rohit Sawant. Rohit Sawant is the commodity analyst in CPM Group, New York. CPM Group is the leading consultancy house in commodities across the board. Thank you very much, Mr. Sawant, coming here.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure to be here in this 9th India International Gold Convention. This is your first visit to our conference.
Yes.
So my first question, what is your take on that Fed's QE3 program? Whether it will be implemented or it will be not.
There's been a lot of speculation about whether the Fed will implement another round of quantitative easing. The data from the US has been mixed. There have been some good points coming out, well as there have been some soft areas in the economy, which has basically increased the speculation about another round of quantitative easing. That said, we believe that as a central bank, they will do whatever they need to do in order to support the economy. And if they see that the economy is deteriorating, they are likely to introduce another round of quantitative easing. At the moment, we would say there's a 60-40% chance that they would implement it. That said, the important thing for these viewers would be what the impact would be on gold prices. And we believe that even though gold prices would rise in response to such a move by the US Fed, the increase would not be as sharp or astronomical as some of the other market participants have been saying. We do think that prices would rise, but not as sharply.
You have been saying that gold price will remain around $1,680 to $700 per ounce, if I am not wrong, in next 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is the specific reason? You are telling that people will not buy gold as furiously as they were doing last 4-5 years.
What we believe is that investors are the most important factor driving gold prices, and that investors are keenly interested in the gold market. However, unlike what we've seen in the last few years, where investors chase the gold price higher, we don't believe they would do that now. What we think they would do is basically wait for gold prices to soften and then step in as buyers. So we would see investment demand, but since they would be stepping in at lower prices or when prices decline, that's what would basically lay a cap on prices. So it's not that we think that investors have lost interest in gold, we just think that they aren't going to be chasing gold prices higher as they did in recent years.
You recently say the mining is really lucrative based on the cash cost curve and currently gold price. Are you expecting mining activities to accelerate in next 8 to 10 years? Because mining cost, I think, is less than $100,000 per ounce.
The industry average for gold mining for cash costs has been about $620 an ounce as of 2011, and the average price in 2011 was around $1,527. So there is a substantial margin on average for miners to earn in these markets. So basically on a cash cost basis, that's approximately over $900 an ounce in margins. You of course have production costs, which also include other factors which are not included in cash costs, such as depreciation and amortization and other non-cash expenses. They add about $100 to $150 an ounce on top of the cash cost and reduce the margin by that amount. So you're still looking at $800 plus dollars an ounce in margins. So that is a substantial margin for miners to be earning, and it's a lucrative business for them to be in on average. Based on this, we do think that mine supply would rise over the next several years. Over the next 10 years, we're expecting capacity additions to mine supply of about 30 million ounces, which is a substantial increase in gold mine production.
So this mining supply is basically from which region? South Africa's mining actually has come down, and on the other side, China has come up.
South Africa used to be the largest producer of gold. Today it's I think in the 4th or 5th place. It accounts for about 5% of global mine production. The largest producer, as you mentioned, is China. It accounts for about 12 to 15% of
Total global mine.
total global mine production. And you've also seen a lot of increase in gold mine production in the Americas. So in Mexico and South America, you've seen them beginning to increase their mine production as well. So that's what the breakup looks like.
So what CPM is looking for this time in India?
Well, this is my first time for business in India, and the main objective of this trip was essentially to meet people here, build a network, hopefully get some business, and so that's essentially the objective, and it's been pretty good so far. So.
What is basically your product offering in India?
Well, we are essentially a research and consulting firm, so we provide research and consulting services on a variety of commodities. I specialize in the precious metals, but we also do base metals, agricultural commodities, energy. We have a suite of research products which provide price forecasts, supply demand forecasts for the short term, long term, going out 10 years, 15 years. So it really depends on the client and what they're looking for. If it's a trader, they could be looking for shorter term views, for which we also have products which give views on a weekly or a monthly basis. And then we have mining companies who are looking for longer term views. So we provide an outlook for supply, demand and prices going out 15 or even 20 years.
The miners are not visible, at least at present in India, but refineries are certainly coming out. Good luck, Mr. Sawant.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you are here with us. This is Rohit Sawant, Commodity Analyst, CPM Group, New York. Thank you very much.
Thank you.